All right, let's talk about something that's absolutely critical, but often gets overlooked in the world of GPU virtualization, licensing. It's not as flashy as the hardware, but if you get it wrong, you're heading for a world of hurt. Think of it as a maze, and today we're going to map it out together.
Okay, first things first, we've got to cover the required disclaimer. This is Module 14 of a 20-module tutorial on GPU virtualization technologies for enterprise workloads and is an overview based on a comprehensive report by Virtualization Options LLC. It offers only general information, is provided without warranty, and is not legal, financial, or specific technical advice. It is recommended that you discuss any proposed actions with your financial, technical, and legal professionals before taking action. And just a reminder, these modules only discuss a fraction of the information in the full research report. All right, let's get into it. We call this a maze for a reason. Just when you think you figured out the path, boom, another turn, another hidden fee, another restriction pops up out of nowhere. It's a journey every single enterprise needs to navigate, and you've got to do it carefully. So picture this. You've done it. You've got the shiny, powerful new GPUs racked in your data center. The biggest expense is over, right? That's what most people think. But honestly, in the world of enterprise GPUs, buying the hardware, well, that's just the price of admission. The real story is just getting started. So, where does our map of this maze begin? We're starting at the very bottom of the stack, right down at the metal. These are the foundational licenses, the ones that make everything else even possible. And yeah, they come in layers. Let's talk about Layer 1, the GPU hardware itself. Now, here's something a lot of people miss. The end-user license agreement, the thing nobody reads, has very specific rules. For example, that consumer GeForce card you can buy anywhere, its license often explicitly forbids you from using it in a data center. For enterprise workloads, you need the right class of hardware, and that comes with its own set of rules and entitlements. And that brings us to Layer 2, which builds right on top. To actually share that powerful GPU, to virtualize it, you need vGPU software. And guess what? This is almost always a totally separate purchase. We're talking subscription-based, creating a significant ongoing cost that has nothing to do with the initial hardware price. And the layers just keep on coming. Next up, the hypervisor. Platforms like VMware vSphere are a great example. You don't just get all the features. The really advanced stuff you need for GPUs, like vGPU support or being able to live migrate a GPU-accelerated virtual machine, that's almost always locked away in the most expensive, top-tier enterprise licenses. Okay, so we've covered the core infrastructure, but we are not out of the maze yet, not by a long shot. Now we have to move up the stack to the software that your people and your applications are actually going to use. And you can see the pattern just continues as we go up. Thinking about running a Windows VDI environment? Well, get ready to navigate the super complex world of virtual desktop access rights. Deploying everything on a platform like OpenShift? You guessed it, that's another subscription cost to add to the pile. And finally, we reach Layer 6, the application itself. The vendor for your CAD program or that new AI framework might have completely different and probably more expensive licensing terms just for running in a virtual environment. And here's the real kicker, any one of these layers can be monetized, and the terms can change at any time. You have to constantly monitor everything just to stay compliant. This quote from the source report really just hits the nail on the head. These aren't just line items on a purchase order. They are fundamental design decisions that will lock in your costs and your flexibility for years. So, how do you get it right? The good news is, it's not hopeless. You can navigate this maze. It just requires a real strategy. Instead of treating licensing like an annoying afterthought, you have to build a proactive plan to manage your compliance and your costs from day one. Here's a clear 4-step game plan. First, build and maintain a complete inventory of every license and all their terms. Know what you own. Second, make licensing a mandatory checkpoint in your architecture design process. No design gets approved without a license review. Third, get some tools in place to actively monitor who is using what and compare that against what you're actually allowed to use. And finally, manage your vendor relationships. Talk to them, clarify terms, and find opportunities before they become problems. Okay, let's pull all of this together and talk about the bottom line, the real financial impact. It's all about shifting your mindset from a one-time hardware buy to the total cost of ownership over the entire life of the system. Take a good look at this number, 30 to 50%. What do you think that represents? It's a pretty big number, and frankly, it's one that catches a lot of organizations completely by surprise. That's right. The report suggests that for every dollar you spend on hardware, you should budget another 30 to 50 cents just for multi-year software and licensing fees. This isn't a small detail, it's a massive, massive part of the total investment. This really shows the difference perfectly. On the left, you got the perceived cost, the price of the GPU. That's just the tip of the iceberg. On the right, you have the actual cost, everything lurking below the surface. The vGPU software, the hypervisor upgrades, the OS licenses, the application fees, the whole shebang. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. In your organization, is licensing just a surprise bill you have to deal with later on? Or is it treated as a strategic, foundational part of your entire infrastructure design? Honestly, the answer to that question could make all the difference.